The Carling Currie Cup comes rolling into Kimberley once again for another round of thrilling action coming your way this Wednesday afternoon and evening. This, the first of 3 matches on your World of Champions, and it features one of the most exciting teams in the Currie Cup this season, and also one of the teams that is desperately struggling. The big name of the Sigma Lions find themselves at the bottom of the log, 7th out of 7 teams with just 2 points to their name on the log. They've lost all of their matches, 2 of those heftily, 1 to the Free State and 1 against the Pumas, and they'll be looking to rectify things now. So here we are in the Tafellager Park, and plenty to be expected anytime we come here. The Griquas are really keeping consistency in their side in spite of the fact that we are missing many weeks of action in between Currie Cup matches, while the Lions, of course, have other commitments, those being the URC, and splitting their squads in between these 2 competitions is no mean feat whatsoever. But they do welcome back Yanni du Plessis into the Lions side. 85 appearances to his name in the Carling Currie Cup, 70 book caps. He's been to Montpellier, 74 appearances there. What a legend he is. Lunga Ngube, the youngster in number 4, really on the rise. Played SA Schools back in 2019. But it is a very young Lion side. 2 debutants waiting on the bench, Jacques-Louis de Toy and Okuhle Sieni. Asenati and Klabakanye, the captain of the Lion side, has been relegated to the bench to make space for Yanni du Plessis, and James Tedder gets a run-on start in the 10 jersey. Now, as for the Tafellager Griquas, they are a side seeking consistency this season. Much like the Pumas, they attack this competition with full gusto every year, and they will once again believe that they can make the knockout stages and make an impact. They have Reinhard Jonker at the back, who continues to start for this Griqua side, just 21 years old. He's SA Schools player, came from Glenwood, just 5 appearances to his name. And with Meneer Hartzenberg and Luther Obi, it's a lethal back 3 of the Griquas. But Theo Boshoff and Zander du Plessis are the key players in this team. There's no doubt about that. You would swear Zander's playing in the 10 jersey, the way he moves around the field, takes the kicks for posts as well. Nailed an amazing long distance strike, about 64 meters on this very ground against Western Province, as Griquas beat Western Province for the 3rd time running in the Carling Currie Cup. Johan Mulder starts at number 9, a real handful of a player. Neil Otto, Hanru Sergil, and Sibabalo Koma. What a back 3 that is. And let me turn that to my co-commentator today. It is Mtunzi Mabeta, formerly of the Bulls. Mtunzi, this young Griqua side, very exciting, but this young Sigma Lion side, even younger. Do you think they can come right and pull off their first victory of the season here away from home under challenging conditions?
Thank you so much, Paul Stubbs. Fantastic to be here. Perfect weather. Zwake Nkosi mentioned how this weather just allows them the perfect platform to try and play the kind of rugby both sides enjoy. Very lively centers, very lively out wide. They've also got very skillful loosies as well. We'll see some great battles within the 2 loose trios between the center pairings. And of course, watch out for the front row battle. Simon Vetstraat, world of experience. He's got 67 caps for the Griquas, 67 appearances for the Griquas, and 56 Currie Cup caps. And of course, we know Yanni du Plessis makes his return, and he'll be hoping to finally get that ever elusive full 40 minutes of rugby.
As we stand by for kickoff, it should be a thriller here this afternoon. The first of 3 matches, and they're all going to be entertaining. But I'm expecting to see some running rugby, Mtunzi.
Yeah, the Lions have to be picking this one out. If there's ever going to be a moment to try and pull back this season, it's now. And of course, the Griquas have been looking like they're in some really good form, trying to get into that playoff position. Have to perform well at home. You know, the Griquas have always felt that this place here is their fortress. Difficult for the Lions.
Up it goes, and we are underway. James Tedder sends it skywards. And the Griquas managed to secure possession, untidily so. Jonker takes it in.
Don't keep him there, don't keep him there. No, don't keep him there.
Johan Mulder sends it back to Theo Boshoff. Seeking touch, very difficult kick to deal with. And under pressure, James Tedder needs to tidy up, and tidy up he does. Almost finds a gap. It's away from Smuts. Ruan Venter. Evia for Yun slots into the first receiver position. Such a versatile player, so much experience. Smuts keeps it moving quickly. This is Mani Ras trying to find some numbers on the outside.
Missed it.
Griquas cover sufficient to the task. Some disruption at ruck time. They'll have to improvise now directly into touch, and we'll have a line
Your
out.
player took him around there, so I can't reward him that. Your player took him around. What's the clean out?
Tall and lanky James Tedder, very difficult to get to ground. Looked like he had a little bit of space on his radar up behind there. Just gets a little bit too much of it, doesn't hit it nice and pure. But still applying pressure to the Griquas. Simon Vestrad has to be clinical now.
Ball.
That's well taken, and the Griquas set a rolling maul.
Stay up, too.
And they're keeping it in. Back in their shape, over the top it goes from Johan Mulder. Makwane underneath this, pressure on.
Knock on, playing
Knock
advantage.
coming from the home side, and advantage is being played. They try to give it to man, but it's gone
No
straight to a
advantage, knock
Griquas
on
player. Going back for the scrum.
Good contest, knock on.
So a little bit of chest. Remember, it is quite warm out there. It's heated here in Kimberley. But here's where we'll see a big battle now. Yanni du Plessis, he'll know exactly what they're trying to do and how to achieve that. He's got the experience of JP Smith outside him, and then, of course, Mornay Brandon, player who's been earmarked to look out for in the future.
Crouch.
Going up against Simon Vestrad.
5. Sit.
It comes from Ginter Smuts. Good progress from the lines at scrum time. This will be encouraging. Advantage for the penalty, a knock on at the base. And they earn a penalty from the first effort at that set piece.
Yeah, how good did that scrum look? Nice set.
Stay in the contest.
You could hear the 2-3 and then the squeeze. All the players making sure they coil, recoil nicely. And then that shove. All together. Great execution of the set piece from the Sigma Lions. Griquas front row has been under pressure previously. They struggled against Western Province. It was a tough day for them against the Bulls as well. Eddie Davids and Janu Botha. Will Simon Vestrad be the difference they need?
Clean take.
Contest in the air.
Penalty comes the way of the Lions. Ginter Smuts with the tap and go. Keeping it tight, the Lions. They'll be eager to score first, and they presented themselves with that opportunity. Chituka on the charge. Smuts with the quick delivery.
Tackle!
Ripped in the tackle. Emphatically so.
Clearly tackled, yeah. Yeah, we were clearly tackled, yeah.
The tackle was called, and we will have a penalty. The Lions putting the pressure on.
Yeah, big day for Matt Moore. Big day for a couple of players in this Lions side. They know that it's only a matter of time until the coach's hand is forced into trying their best to just get the W, get the win. A few inconsistent performances, of course. They've had many disruptions as well, having a URC side. Struggled with depth, very young side, we know that, but remember the under-21s did win the SA Rugby Currie Cup tournament, under-20 tournament last year, and it's over from James Tedder. So the Lions strike first blood. Their dominance with the set piece. Dionisio nice and solid in the front of the line out. What a tall lock he is. and Yanni du Plessis making sure at scrum time to win them those penalties, and they get away with the first points of the game, away from home. Very important.
Theo Boshoff sends it deep. Makwana underneath this. Great pressure from Luther Obi. His kick chase is prodigious. But what a response from Makwana, making meters forward, easing the clearance for the Lions. Sent back into the 22 for James Tedder. That's why he's not looking for touch on the full. And Jonker, always keen for the counter-attack, sets them off. Sergil to ground. Mulder. Oh, that's a fine rip in the midfield. Zwanele Zito couldn't hold on, but we're playing on. And Simon Vestraat spent so many years at the Pumas, now back in Griquas colours. Moves them onwards. Luther Obi on the outside. Mulder, Boshoff, very flat ball that. Eddie Davids makes some meters for the home team. Mulder. Boshoff, that's flatter than the first. In over the ball and fighting for the turnover was Matt Moore. The penalty goes against the side in red.
We saw the strategy coming from the Lions, trying to take whatever points they can, especially those from ill discipline. Matt in the tackles, gets his arm around the ball, tries to rip it, but Zito does enough to get over, turning those screws of pressure onto the Lions. And that's for falling over after that Simon Vestraat ball carry. First penalty coming the way of the Griquas. Lions penalized. They don't take the post. We know that they can get it from that distance. They go for touch instead. Different strategies being employed by the sides.
Vestraat. In it comes from Vestraat. It's well taken in the front with the Lions counter shove.
Stay there, stay there, stay there. Yep.
Thwarted that. Mulder gets it away. Man and ball right on the line. Mulder sends a quick one to the outside to see if Jonker can find the gap. Another penalty advantage. Taking control of this game in the past few moments of the Griquas. Andrew Sergil. Mulder.
New advantage for red offside.
Again, Zander du Plessis, a new advantage. Hartzenberg to the outside. Palmer will do well to stay in.
Yeah. We've got two options for offside.
Hartzenberg just
1 year for 5 and 4
dishing the problem out wide to the big man, Sibakoma. See a lot of that, the loose forwards. Two selected, one to stay in the trams on the far side, the other on the close side. Just so they can take that contact and recycle if they are under pressure out wide. But the Griquas, you can see exactly what their modus operandi is. Oof, almost misses touch there, Zander du Plessis. Kicks it nice and low. But they know they need to get 4 tries. They need bonus points. They want to make those playoffs. And they've got a good opportunity to do so this year. So they'll need bonus points to do that. Slowing the game down a little bit though, the Griquas. Allowing the Lions ample time to form and suss them out.
Vestraat feeds, rising at the front. Zwanele Zito, can they get some momentum on this rolling maul this time around? The Lions' maul defense has been solid up until this point, but now they're rolling around the corner. The ball not under control at the back, and Janu Botha must go to ground. Quick look from Luther Obi, but he's wrapped up at the final moment by JP Smith. Highly experienced front ranker for the Lions, along with Yanni du Plessis. Standing either side of a young hooker. Andrew Sergil trying to find a way. His hunger in the tackle, never to be questioned. In they go again, Zito for the line. Hold up.
Hold up.
Discipline still costing the Lions. Huge carry from Zito. Know how powerful he is. Neil Otto on him there. Tedder in the thick of things. They've done well to hold him up, the Lions. but they'll have to kick out from behind their try line, so still an opportunity for the Griquas to put together some attack play.
Reinhard Jonker with ball in hand. He sent it off to Koma to start it from deep, and Koma takes it into contact. Mulder moving it quickly to Boshoff, and now Zander du Plessis. What an impressive season he's had in the 12 jersey. Mulder sends it again, Boshoff to the inside. Jonker looking for a gap, and a forward pass finally called. He's been living on the edge, Boshoff, and he finally gets pinged for one.
Yeah, Boshoff just feeding it, dishing it out really nicely that time. Overrun by Reinhard Jonker. Jonker spent some time with the Sharks juniors. They're giving options to Theo Boshoff. That's what
Let's go, guys. Sit
the
up.
Griquas want to see. Give them options, keep ball in hand and run against them. Lions splitting the back line now at scrum time.
Let's go, guys. Sit up.
Remember, they do have dominance. The Griquas enjoying most of the possession. Remember, their modus operandi is to score points. They need that bonus point. The Lions playing for more for territory. They're looking for the W. That's all they want, is just a win.
Sit.
Dominated at the last scrum, did the Sigma Lions, and they're clearly trying to get that going again. Griquas have just about held up, and Tedder takes it to the line. Delays his pass, which ends up being forward. We'll have another scrum.
Divan Rousseau looked like a really good line. He's picked it out nicely. Great dummy line there from Matt Moore. A good defense from Mulder to disrupt James Tedder making that short pass. Have an injury. Very slow start to this game. Might be because of the heat. Might be because of just the amount of pressure on both these sides. Griquas need to win, especially here at home. Of course, the Lions in search for that first win of the season.
Well, the Griquas may have watched the last Lions match when the Cheetahs dismantled them with rolling mauls. And that's the way we got there today. Kimberley always welcoming visitors. Don't be afraid to come visit the Big Hole. Beautiful city that it is. So, Mtunzi, they might have watched the tape from the Cheetahs match in which they scored a number of rolling maul tries against the Lions. The resistance crumbled, but there have been big changes up front, and they're looking strong at scrum time.
Yeah, no, definitely. We spoke about not just the positional experience and difference that Yannick du Plessis brings into the side, but also how contagious having a character can be. Over there, a couple of characters over there as well. Good to see the fans back enjoying it. Dominance with their mauls and their scrums. That experience making a difference for the Lions.
Bye. Yeah, guys, the first few scrums you guys had the gap there. Please keep it that way, okay? Thank you. It's just for closing the gap. Yeah, I know, it's fine. Let's just walk in the gap first before we go for other things.
Mornay Brandon, the hooker for the Lions. Monument product, just 21 years old. Doesn't look out of place in between two highly experienced props either side of him.
Bye. Set.
Mulder feeds, big pressure on the Griquas, but Koma breaks away at the back. Covered by Emmanuel Chituka. Hartzenberg disrupted as he tried to get that ball away. No harm, no foul. Ball finds its way into a teammate's hands, and on there goes. Sergil does well to offload in the tackle, but just out into touch by Koma.
Well, clever play from the big Siba Koma to try and keep it in. Nearly using the entirety of his body to try and avoid the line, but smart play as well from Ruan Venter, who uses the touchline as an extra defender. Just 19 years old, big number 7 from Paul Boys, one of those under 20 players who won last year. He was still in matric then. definitely one to look out for in the future.
Great contested line-out time, and Zito comes up with the goods eventually through the legs of Vestergaard, and Goma on the carry again. Here comes Goma looking for the offload.
It's backwards. No body's knocking him around.
A couple of errors in the last few minutes.
Been busy, the big man, Siba Goma. Not afraid to express himself, looking for the offload that looked like it was on for Simon Vestergaard. Splits that ruck, finds a bit of space, gets over the advantage line. Looks like it was Lunga Ngube who just knocked that ball backwards. That's the call from the referee, Griffin Colby. Janu Buerta
Crouch.
really needs to keep tight on Simon Vestergaard now. Put pressure on Mornay Brandon. JP Smith making it so difficult for him. Much better.
Xander du Plessis, first receiver on the crash ball carry. He loses control. On we go with Mani Ras on the switch to Earveer for Yun, who's lost control of that. Well, the handling become difficult of Lakes. Kamlashe looks to add some forward momentum to the game. Mulder away, Bosov away to Jonker. Jonker slices them open. Hartzenberg, Munir Hartzenberg on the outside, in for the try.
I wonder if he got in. Star core scoring machine of the Varsity Cup. He's made the step up now to the Currie Cup, and that is his second Carling Currie Cup try. Munir Hartzenberg. But how good was this from Jonker? It's brilliant. James Tedder gets across well, but oh, that's just clinical finishing. Knows he needs to lift his feet up, bends his knees. So it's just really good finishing. Take a look at how he avoids getting into touch here. Great stuff. Munir Hartzenberg.
Here is Xander du Plessis. A very challenging effort for the conversion. Up they go in the end. He just can't stop bringing the magic to this competition.
Yeah, what a picture, what a kick. Xander du Plessis does what he does best. Splits the sticks. This was brilliant. Splitting the backline, drawing in that last defender coming in at Munir Hartzenberg. What a finisher he is.
Is that flying running style reminiscent of Bjorn Basson?
That's a good call, actually. Bjorn Basson, of course, played his rugby here at Griquas and was a star for them. Won a couple of Currie Cups here as well.
Up it goes from Tedder. Hanru Sergel to Reinhard Jonker. Will be inspired by that line break. You can see it's one of his favorite areas of the game. Running at a broken back line.
Hold here.
Theo Bosov.
Thank you.
Well organized exit from the Griquas out beyond their 10-meter line.
Nice and clean. Great exit from the Griquas. Just what you want as a coach. The response, not to become complacent, but to get your tails up, focus. Make sure you keep applying that pressure. Because they've been competing well with how strong Derek Pretorius is in that area of the game.
Mornay Brandon finds his man this time. Dionisio rising high. Matt Moore on the crash. Away from Quintus. That's met in the midfield. Goma with a huge hit sends Lunga Nguba the opposite direction. Ruan Venter
Don't do that.
gets the lines right back across the gain line. Good strong runner. The young flank. Ras into contact. Very clever. Puts the ball down. Gets back up. Wins a few more meters. Short pass from Smuts. Finds a hole in the defense and trying to step. Mornay Brandon loses his feet. Oh, and the ball is turned over. He won't enjoy that highlight.
And moving the ball forward, taking the point of contact on the ball.
Oh, Mornay Brandon couldn't believe it. What a short ball from Gunter Smuts. It looked like it could have been forward, to be honest. I mean, it looks like it. Let's just call it flat for the boys to play, but that's how you run a short line, and I guess he just couldn't believe I was in so much space. Bit of a speed wobble, we'll call it that. Mornay Brandon, good play. Isolated though, unfortunately. The Griquas were able to get over it and regain possession. Big opportunity for the Lions to score some points there.
I think the backline players will be ragging him about that on the bus all the way home.
He tried his best, you know.
Vestrad feeds. Boma takes it at the front of the line-out. A number of line-out options for this Griquas side. And once again, they cannot get the momentum going on their rolling maul. Yanni du Plessis very much at the heart of disrupting this rolling maul effort. And Johan Mulder must send it away again. Du Plessis away to Boshoff. Jonker in the back line. Jonker doubling. Oh my goodness gracious, that is a big hit. Neil Otto punished. And Sergil on the charge again. Kamlashe cuts the line wide open, and Mulder in support. Green pass that he looked for. Now they're still on the attack. Mulder sends it away through the hands of Zito, and it's Sergil in the back line. This Lions defense will need to organize, try to get in for a turnover, slow the ball down, which they've done effectively there without giving up a penalty. Mulder, Boshoff, Jonker. Trying for space on the outside. Boma, tireless in this Kimberley heat.
Number 2.
Du Plessis straightens the line, and wisely so. Mulder. Theo Boshoff almost in a position for a drop goal, but not quite deep enough. And Otto takes it into contact. Zito saw the defender approaching and dominated all the same. Boshoff.
All right, thank you.
Now under pressure to get that ball away. Does well, Derek Pretorius.
Right. Yanni, I spoke to you there after the try. We've got another 2 advantages for offside. This is no more. 2 and 3. Again, 2 was twice offside. That's no more, okay? Thank you. Last one.
Even our referee, Griffin and Colby, gasping for air. It's humid out there.
Yeah, it's not easy, but the Griquas look so sharp, don't they? They are expressing themselves. Nice little chicken wing pass. Johan Mulder connecting so well with Sango Kamlashe. And you can see it very clearly. The second penalty Mornay Brandon is given away for being offsides now. Being picked out by Griffin Colby, the referee. Doesn't want to reach into his pocket. And the Lions definitely can't afford to go down a man against the Griquas side who's spreading it from coast to coast.
Vestrad feeds contest, but Derek Pretorius comes away with it, and Zander du Plessis running at Makwane makes his tackle well. Here is Sergil. Very seldom gets tackled on the game line. Kamlashe, a good impact today. Desperate to get his knees to ground. Tackle called. Now he must be released. Mulder searching for the ball. They send it to the left. Shot ball to Sergil.
Oh, man. And Andrew Sergil has been tireless. He's such a smart flanker. Plays 8th man really well as well. He's linked so nicely with his teammate Zander du Plessis. Remember, they were the champions of the Varsity Cup last year. Sango Kamlashe also performing in this game. He was their captain, of course, and enjoying the possession of the ball, 64%, and they're looking very dangerous. Just another missed pass. No one in front of Andrew Sergil. A sure try. Without a doubt, Griquas dominating.
Crouch.
Can the Lions dominate at scrum time still? This needs to be a big one from them.
Sit.
Ginter Smits Also attempted tucks. Leads the scrum, and James Tedder on the blind. They'll start off with a running move. Tedder across the 22, but can they protect the possession? Turnover ball, they cannot.
Lethal, lethal, really good play. Luther Obi.
Extra roll and holding on.
Really smart play from James Tedder. It was on outside, but great defense from Luther Obi. Brilliant covering as well from Sibak Oma. That just allowed Obi to stay on Makwane on the outside. And great defense to get over and turn it over. So now big moment for Griquas. Can they punish the Lions?
Pestrad. Sergil this time is the receiver at the back, and they set a rolling maul from an advantageous position. Now the Lions peeling away. Can they find momentum? Well, they found a route to the try line, but could not keep their feet. No advantage, and on we go with Neil Otto. Great counter ruck from the Lions, disrupting this Griquas ball. Sergil is there again. They continue with the pick and go, looking for a chink in the armor of this Lions defense. Back to the open side. Look how close they are to the line now. Yanu Botha in position to pick up. Botha! Ooh, it looked like he almost got it over the line there. Some celebrations from the Griquas, and we may be going upstairs. And I wish the TMO well.
Right.
Oh, unlucky, Yanu Botha.
Okay. So, Ben, coming to you.
Yes, Griffin.
All right, the on-field decision is try. However, I saw the ball over the line. I just want to make sure if the try was scored or not. Can you have a look, please?
Okay, so we got an on-field try. We just want to check.
Obviously, there's no try because we don't have a grounding.
Okay, so on-field decision is a no try.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to check for grounding.
Yeah. I saw the ball over the line. So I want to make sure if it didn't ground.
Okay, noted. I'll come back to you.
Thanks. So you got no try. On-field decision, no try. Okay.
So it's
However, I
messy.
saw the ball going over the line.
It's rough and tough. It's grit shown by the Lions, but was it a little too late? Can the Griquas punish them for playing out of their own 22, taking that risk? And bodies in the way, really difficult to see a grounding, but I believe you might see something here from Yanu Botha. So difficult.
And the on-field call is try. So we're starting from the point of a try being given, according to Griffin Colby. So we'll need evidence to show that this is not a try.
I believe Griffin Colby was also confused. I think he might have said no try. I think he couldn't see. I don't think he could make a decision.
Griffin, just hold on. One more. Just hold on.
Just take note, we don't have a screen on field.
It's tough. In the darkness.
Griffin, so the footage that we got is inconclusive on whether the ball was grounded over the goal line, on or over the goal line. So you'll have to stick to your on-field decision. If you did have on-field grounding, you'll have to give the try. If not, you'll have to stick with no try for now.
All right, so we have no try for on-field. So we're going to stick with our on-field decision, which is no try. And I saw the ball over the line, so we're going to go with the goal line dropout.
Okay, noted.
All right.
Yep, difficult one, inconclusive.
Not yet.
From the TMO, I think it was clear for everyone to see. There's way too many bodies and too much darkness to try and see that
There's no
grounding.
footage that he scored the ball on the ground. So we're going to go with the goal line dropout, because I saw the ball over the line. Sorry about that. No try. Goal line dropout because the ball was over the line.
So unfortunately, because the ball was over the line and wasn't held
Goal line
up,
dropout.
it's now a goal line dropout. They would have enjoyed a 5-meter scrum much more. The Griquas scrum looking much better. Yanu Botha and Eddie Davids really now getting tight on Simon Vetstrad. But they'll still have an opportunity to counter-attack. Very difficult to have that defensive line come up with enough speed.
Goal line dropout going to the halfway line. as is custom. Jonker takes it into the contact. Bosov. Zito on support.
Tackle!
Water ready for the clearance. Mulder keeping things moving very quickly for the Griquas. Zander Duplessis takes it into contact. Looking for a turnover, Ruan Venter. Oh, well met in defense, and Koma is knocked backwards. Yanni Duplessis is having a great impact on this side, as expected by coach Ziwake and Corsi. Some complaints about a high tackle, but Divan Rousseau will hear none of those as he sets off on the counter-attack. Ginter Smuts seeing some space to kick into. Over the top he goes and directly into touch.
It was on, wasn't it? Good option. Slight margins in his execution. Ginter Smuts, really nothing in it. Great play from Divan Rousseau to get over the advantage line, suck in those defenders.
All right. Tackle was on the chest. Okay. Tackle was on the chest.
Big hit in the center of the pitch on Koma. Yanni Duplessis and co.
Vestergaard feeds. The lineouts continue to be perfection for Griquas. Otto away to Mulder. It's very well to hold on to that. Sergio. Look at the tackle fight on this man. He just never ever stops working, gets the ball away, and Derek Pretorius goes into contact.
Yeah, it's so good the way he protects the ball, Hannes Sergio, the way he positions his body. So easy to clean over him, accelerates into contact.
Here he is again, Sergio doing the work. This time the Lions over the ball.
He's fine.
And the turnover is good. JP Smith with the palm, going up the center of the Tafalaga Park. Turnover ball for the specialist, Neil Otto.
Yeah, definitely. I was about to say Neil Otto. Don't want to be isolated. Really good work from JP Smith, but the more he dominates, the more he gets over. It's just a mishit there from Nube, who goes off of his feet, doesn't target the danger man. The expert jackler, Neil Otto. Good work from Mulder, but Nube really needed to stay on his feet, look up, target the danger. None other than Neil Otto. Struggling to get out of their own half, the Lions. We've seen them try the kicking game. Ginter Smuts with a bit of a miss that time. James Tedder's tried once or twice, but just not executing well enough, and so Griquas have now started to really camp in this Lions half. Of course, they've got scoreboard pressure on their side as well, having scored the only try. It's a rough one, isn't it? It really is some big hits. We've seen some big hits coming from the Griquas. Koma. Koma's had to take a few of his own as well, coming from the likes of Yanni Duplessis. So we can see this is an important, a very important game for both sides, especially the home side.
And Mtunzi, they refuse to go for posts, any kickable penalties. You think this is a good tactic? Do you think they'll wear down the Lions eventually?
And look, you must remember, every time the Lions keep them out from scoring, that's an advantage for them, a psychological advantage for them. It'll make them, their tails go up, it'll give them a bit of energy.
It's a full man.
But of course we know the Griquas are trying to get those 4 tries.
It's over the 15.
Vestergaard feeds. They've missed all of the targets, and Divan Rousseau with a special play to get possession back into the hands of the Lions. Mani Russ sends it downfield for Matlane to chase. Munir Hartzenberg getting back as well. 2 of the speedsters on the pitch. Irresponsible tackle from Matlane.
There's going to be no advantage. Field goal needs high tackle.
It was such a good chase from him. Perfect. They found some space at the back, passed it through the hands nicely.
Yeah, just unlucky.
Great kick from Ras, but unfortunately, this unforced. Did he feel like Jonker was obstructing him? Maybe it was just a little bit of frustration there, I think. Silly penalty to give away, and that would allow that pressure to be absorbed. Pressure disseminates, and 17 Carling Currie Cup appearances for Manny Ras. Great awareness from him to put ball to foot. Great chase from Makwana, but that discipline. So the Griquas re-enter the Lions half, and their lineouts have been looking solid, just not executing at the right moment, haven't been able to score any points.
Brilliantly down from Derek Pretorius. Zander du Plessis in such a different role than he was in Turks at that fullback position, untouched. Now he's really taking it into contact at all times here at the Griquas. Theo Boshoff forced to take it into contact. Jonker, they really like to play it flat due to Griquas. Mulder, Jonker, that now is forward. I mean, there have been a number of flat passes, but I mean, when I say flat, sometimes I mean forward.
Yeah, they love playing it flat. It looks so good, though. Just timing, very difficult as well to have a full line with forwards in there as well. Good dummy line from Henry Sergil, and Derek Pretorius just not expecting it. As one of the danger men, comfortable at fly off. He'll be very good with timing those short passes. Doesn't get it right that time. Zander du Plessis.
Very impressive to see Zander du Plessis playing at first receiver on a number of occasions. Theo Boshoff sometimes taking it at first receiver, and now in the last few movements, Reinhard Jonker stepping in from fullback to take the ball in a fly-off position. So many options.
When you're enjoying almost 70% of possession, having those kinds of decision makers who can take the ball, then get over the advantage line, what a privilege.
And how about the scrum battles? Great turnaround, clearly JP Smith.
Let's not over deload, let's take the deload, okay?
Clearly JP Smith and Yanni have made a big difference.
Now look, they really have, but also very impressed with the improvement from Yanu Buata, Eddie David. Clearly see Simon Vestrand making a difference of his own on the Griquas side.
Bye. Sit! Come on!
Great scrummaging
Go from the side,
Yanu Buata.
overextending and going down.
It's not
Lost his spine and overextending.
really a brute force penalty, but it's a smart. It's a little mind games that are played in the front row. Binds, positioning of the elbow, positioning of the shoulder, timing of when to engage, and it's a clear picture. Griffin Colby takes a moment, has a look, and I think he's got it right. Yanu Buata did have the ascendancy there.
It's time to get the rolling maul right for the Griquas. They've had a number.
The gap is too big. Come a bit closer, please, Ray. Yep, thank you.
Number of rolls of the dice at the rolling maul. The Lions have been very effective in the defense. Up goes Koma, and the Griquas try to start their rolling maul again. That ball slightly exposed, the form not perfect. Use it once is the call. And now having to break away, Vestergaard seeing the maul collapse in front of him. But a penalty advantage to the Griquas. Neil Otto takes it in. Mulder away to Zito. Zito got over the line earlier, only to be denied a try. Now powering for the line, going back for the penalty.
That's for rolling away and collapsing. Which one do you want? It's for two. One day.
This is going to be interesting now. We know they want the tries. Looks like they're going to go for a tap. They're not getting any luck with their mauls.
Henry Sergil is the choice to carry, and he puts them right in range. Mulder away to Neil Otto, fighting for the line. You have to be careful with your attempt at going over the try line nowadays with the goal line dropout. Here he comes! Mulder spots the gap. Under the bar, the Griquas score again.
Yep, Johan Mulder, he's been the sharpest tool in the shed, hasn't he? Gets in for his first Carling Currie Cup try. Looking good. Just about 4 minutes left of the first half now. His options are good. Zito setting up the platform for him. So is Goma, so nicely. And the scrum half It's too quick, too aware, sharp. Easy enough for Xander du Plessis right in front of the post, and penalties really costing the Lions now. They've done well with the maul defense to keep out the Griquas, but the Griquas, they know what they're trying to get. They want the 4 tries. Great to see Mulder also getting in there and cleaning. Zito was isolated earlier, cleaned, put pressure on Emmanuel Chituka, got the penalty, quick tap and go. And the number 9, Mulder, gets the reward. Take their lead to 11 points now. Second try. So if they want 2 tries a half, first half, mission accomplished.
Tedder sends it. Very contestable kick. Almost dragged in by Pretorius, slipped through his fingers, and Obi was able to tidy up. Here is the try scorer. Yet another Turkey. It's Johan Mulder. Looks like he'll be doing the clearing work here. Well, more of it's a contestable kick than a clearance. Obi underneath it. Tried to stay away from infringing and failed to do so.
Only. Yeah, I made contact with him in the air, just a penalty only. Yeah, just a penalty only.
Evia Falun spent some time at Western Province. Got back around 2 years ago from Leicester. Ooh, and that is acrobatic. Looked like Theo Bosov. Evia Falun takes it nicely out of the air, and Luther Obi unfortunately disrupts him. That is a penalty, an easy penalty for the Lions. Giving away 9 of their own. Griquas have taken advantage. They've had about 5 opportunities to kick for goal. They've decided to rather go for the maul, rather go for the try. Can the Lions get one of their own now? Surely they'll try to maul.
Brandon feeds again. It's been disrupted by the contest from the Griquas at the front of the line-out. Now rolling more for the Lions, but they still have possession.
You're off now, you're off now.
Aggressive carry ends out well, and that's away to Ruan Venter. Smuts clears, and Mani Ras cuts back on the angle. That's a high shot. A penalty advantage in the Lions.
Yeah, I want to check that pin. Yeah. Thumb off.
Going against the grain.
Pin.
Mani Ras.
The arm that's out and made contact above the shoulder line. Can we just check the level of danger, please?
Looks like it's one
Okay,
of
I'll
the
get back to
players.
you.
Henry Sergio, good body position, goes nice and low. Can't get him, but the wingspan of the locks against the grain.
Yeah.
Very difficult for Derek Pretorius, but he needed to adjust a little bit earlier. Way too high. Pretorius, and because we'll be hoping that this won't be a yellow card. Looks like it might be clear.
Right, Griffin, so we got medium degree of danger.
Clear one.
We need to think of more than a penalty.
Right, Ben, so can confirm the facts that the level of danger is medium and it's more than a penalty, so I'm a penalty yellow card.
Yeah, penalty yellow card, I agree.
Number 5.
That's correct.
Okay. Number 5, please. So we've got an extended arm, made contact around the neck area. It's a medium degree of danger, so it's yellow card.
Oh, and that's unfortunate. That's a big call for the Tafalaga Griquas now. Derek Pretorius, first yellow card of his career. And unfortunately for the Griquas, he's been the one who's been putting pressure on the Lions at line-out time.
Manuel Chituka on the carry. Lions keeping it tight now. Round the corner comes Venter. Look at the impact he makes, the number 7. Held up over the line. And that is a big call in this day and age, because a goal line dropout will follow and not a 5-meter scrum to the Lions.
Yep, there's a certain intensity in this game, isn't there? Both sides really showing grit, putting their bodies on the line. On defense, especially. The opposition's getting over and trying to dot that ball. Access denied that time for Ruan Venter.
Theo Bosov sends it towards the halfway line. Ruan Venter on the charge. Get a load of it. Bang, bang. Oh, this kid's got the goods. Remember the name. Away from Ginter Smuts. Lunga Ngobe does well, and Tedder's hands are fantastic. Mani Ras to Fulyun. They are flossing on the outside now. Chituka away to Rabs Makwane. A reasonably fat pass, that one as well. Ginter Smuts. And running into contact, Dionisio. Oh, they've got their tails up, the Lions do now, and Ruan Venter. The sound tells the story. The Greek was absolutely loving that, and Sango Kamlashe, Captain Courageous of Tuks, comes up with the goods.
Yeah, fantastic steal. And you are right, it came at the right time. The Lions would have wanted more out of this first half, would have felt like they should have gotten more out of this first half. Ruan Venter denied over the line through some really desperate defense from the Griquas here at home. But a very clinical performance from the Griquas. They played in the right areas and they dominated. Halftime score here at Tafelberg Park, 14 points to the Griquas, just 3 for the Lions.
It's time to go. Last ball.
Oh, this is unbelievable! Yeah, boy, this is incredible.
It's the power of Pacific. DHL Super Rugby Pacific this weekend, live Sky Sport.
The oldest cup competition in world football is heating up. This is the magic of the FA Cup.
Tielemans from long distance. Oh, one of the great Wembley goals. Yuri Tielemans.
This is for real, isn't it? This is.
Hands of Twinsy.
Yeah, look, it's hot out here. They don't call this commentary booth we're sitting in here the sauna for nothing. You can only imagine how it feels for the players. The Lions took a bus here, remember, playing an early game in the afternoon, right in the hottest time of the day. Are they managing the tempo well enough? You know the Lions want to play quick rugby. And I think that's been the big difference between the two sides. I think the Lions are trying to speed it up, but they need to start managing their heat. The Griquas dominated with their possession. We know how important this game is for the Lions and the Griquas. Griquas, as it stands, are in that playoff position. That's what they want. Of course, though, a lot of the other top teams have games in hand, so they need to win this with a bonus point. They know that. The Lions, first win of the season. They must be desperate for it. They'll have a drive back. They'll have some time to bond as a side, to celebrate a win if they get that, but it's going to be so difficult. Griquas down to 14 men. 8 minutes still left for Derek Pretorius. He's smiling. He had a good first half, I thought. He's causing all kinds of headaches at line-out for the Lions.
We are off and away in the second half. The Lions failed to take that cleanly. JP Smith trying something improvised, and a frustrating start to the half for the side from Johannesburg. He was very good in the first half, Devon Rousseau, when he had a chance to be. The Griquas dominated territory and possession.
And that's another example of the Lions not exiting well enough in that first half. They couldn't enjoy playing at a high tempo because they were playing in their own half. Just not managing, exiting well enough. Simon Vestrad comes off, ace comes on for him, former Blue Bull.
Right, guys, who's in and out? There's 2 guys there. He's in. Who's in? He's out as well. Okay,
Simon
cool.
Vestrad's first game of the season. Perhaps getting used to the climate again. Omar takes at the front of the line-out, an abundance of line-out options for the Griquas, but the driving maul has not gone that well. Getting driven backwards on the take there. Finding a way to move forward again, and here comes Yanku, ace. Johan
Never
Mulder,
lifted the ball.
Sergio. Standing at great depth, the Griquas back line, should they choose to use it. Kamlashe into the contact. Omar, isolated. Mulder. Bosov takes it to the line. Almost found some gaps for the supporting players, but Makwane does his job. Johan Mulder under pressure from Evia Fulyun.
All right, knock on.
Knock on in the tackle.
Knock on.
Huge pressure again from the Griquas to start off the
Knock on
second
from
half.
Red.
And you can see what I was speaking about in terms of controlling the tempo.
Right.
They have the luxury of doing that. They're playing
Stop from Red.
in the green zone for them, red zone for the Lions.
Okay, cool.
And they're expressing themselves. They increase the tempo, they control it. They slow it down, though, when it comes to the line-outs. They slow it right down. Again, they have the luxury of doing that. Very frustrating for the Lions in this heat. And, of course, the sapping energy of having to defend against those mauls. How long can the Lions keep that up in this game?
Yanku Ace on the money again. Zito at the front this time.
Once!
Yanni Duplessis at the heart and soul of this Maul defense. Illegally bringing it down in the end. You saw him get desperate. And Johan Mulder sends it away under a penalty advantage. The Griquas attack again. They are marked up on the outside, and Jonker goes to ground. Mulder to Boshoff. Boshoff over the top. Lashes onto this. Mulder in support. And that's worked out pretty well for the Griquas. Now in striking distance, another penalty advantage. Luther Obi sends it away to Eddie Davids. Wow, what a turnover that is.
We've got two advantages for not rolling away here and for the one collapsing there. Yeah, against them. All right. Yeah, I know.
Very strong defensive work from Jared Cairns. It's his first Currie Cup season. One of those youngsters who played and won the Under-20 Currie Cup last year
No more, please.
for the
Okay.
Lions.
Thank you.
Important steal.
Collapsing and not rolling away there.
But the Griquas still
That's
in the
warning now, next
driving
one. It's
seat.
gonna go.
No mysteries are around what they're trying to do, but look at that. 8 kickable goals not taken. Quick maths. 24 points.
Great maths from Tinsey under pressure. And the rolling wall again from the Griquas. This time they find some joy. But they've fallen over their own player this time around, and Mulder clears. Into the line and over! Kamlashe gets the job done this time, and the Griquas pick up try number 3.
His eyes locked in. Sango Kamlashe, his decision-making, his timing. He's crossing the advantage line at will, and that is his second Carling Currie Cup try. Former Varsity Cup champion, take a look at that beautiful pass from Johan Mulder. So difficult to defend against. Remember, James Tedder is a tall man, beats Matt Moore on the inside. And he knows pure strength. Leg drive from Sango Kamlashe.
He's coming on in leaps and bounds at this level. Griquas really bleeding in these Varsity Cup players very well. Xander Duplessis arrived after the Varsity Cup last year, did not feature, but now this year, is he not shining?
Yeah, he is, and remember Peter Berg did so well with CUT, played against Tuks a couple of times. He would have studied a lot of these players. He knew exactly what to expect from them when he involved them in the squad. Great recruitment. It is working for the Griquas. They look good.
Three out of 3 for Xander Duplessis.
Kept knocking on the door. Good lines, good options given to Johan Mulder, and he finds Sango Kamlashe. Brilliant line.
Here for Yun. High hanging kick for Zito to deal with, and deal with it he does. Andrew Sergio. Mulder. Boshoff waits. Boshoff clears. James Tedder in the backfield. Evia for Yun in support, and Tedder builds up a head of steam. James Tedder, wonderful offload in the tackle. Ooh, that turnover attempt almost coming off. Did very well to slow the ball down for the Lions. Powering into contact, Simon Dionisio. Ginter Smuts. Yanni Duplessis. He's still got it. And in comes Ruan Venter. Tedder. Outside to Divan Rousseau. Almost dancing his way around Meneer Hartzenberg on the touchlines. Ierbeer Yun ripped in the tackle, and the Lions have choked another one up. Zander Duplessis pounces on the loose ball, and Jonker wants to counter-attack from here. The dummy and go, the offload to Janku Ace, and this is Luther Obi. Very fortunate there were no Lions players attacking that ball. Griquas was able to secure and clear. James Tedder is back again. Is he ready to run all the way back once more? Not this time around. He hands it off to Ierbeer Yun. The Griquas wait, but Yun spots the gap and cuts through. It's off to Ginter Smuts. The pace of this match has increased. Chituka off to Dionisio. Cannot hit a man. This is Matt Moore. St. Andrews College boy. Takes it to ground. Chituka. He's lost it in the contact as well.
Sango Kamlashe again on defense and attack. Can't do anything wrong. The outside center for Griquas.
Yanu Buota, the chef. Mixing it up in the contact. Lions have a man down in the back line. Of course, the Griquas have been playing with 14 men since shortly before the turn of the half, and this is a penalty against the Griquas in a crucial position. But they'll be back to 15.
And can you believe the Griquas have really controlled and managed this game so well? They have been down a man. They've only had 14 on the pitch. Looks like there might be some attention being given to Emmanuel Chituka. That'll be a big worry for Mswake Nkosi. And so will that touch finder. Such a big moment in the game. Looks like Lunga Ngube instead also still.
He's got a serious injury there behind us. Time off.
Went to high school at Glenwood. Played SA schools. He's part of the Sharks junior structures. Lunga Ngube. He's an important part of this Lions side, especially at line-out time. Very good line-out jumper. And there's Derek Pretorius, the naughty boy, back onto the pitch. And joins him, Andre Skitter, in that front row. How good has Yanni Duplessis been? These are uncharted waters. He's in the deep end right now. He hasn't played a full half of rugby in so long. Mswake Nkosi couldn't even remember how long it's been. So really grabbing the opportunity with two hands, and he's looking good. Big steal from him there.
Lunga Ngube back on his feet, back into the action. Hot young prospect. He played SA Schools back in 2019. He was also the Sharks Under-19 Player of the Year in 2019. Over 112 kilograms, lock. Looking to make his mark on the game now. So many of these young Lions players are. Tunzi, we've been talking about how they are building for the future here at the Lions.
No, definitely, without a doubt. Eddie Davids comes off for Kutzwai Dube. Seeing some substitutes. Front row of the Lions stays the same. I'll hope it stays as strong as it was in that first half, although the Griquas did start to respond, and we saw Yanni Buota and Eddie Davids with Vedstraat in the middle come back
Stability, same height.
towards the end of that second half. But what a way to lose an opportunity. The Lions, opportunity for the Griquas to exit now. Lions really need to attack the scrum and give everything to the scrum. You'd have to think they need to be the first to strike now in the second half. Scoreboard's ticking away.
Actually a new front row.
18 points behind. A really big moment. Not just psychologically, but also in terms of that scoreboard pressure that they're feeling.
Crouch. Bye. Sit.
Johan Mulder feeds. No real pressure on the Griquas scrum, and Boshoff goes over the top for Kamlashe to chase. Russ can't handle, and the pass to Mulder bounces off his chest.
It's over.
Here comes Divan Rousseau. Russ under pressure now. Griquas could get over the ball, just couldn't keep his feet. Zander Duplessis. Ginter Smuts spots some space in behind Jonker. Doesn't get the favorable bounce on that end-over-end kick. Jonker creating some space with the dummy, and he passes it out the back of his hand. Well, the youngster is full of energy. Good ideas and bad. Neil Otto. Johan Mulder. Boshoff. Kamlashe on the outside. He's starting to enjoy himself, and Jonker has found a couple of gaps already this afternoon. Looks for another. Ooh, Boshoff to Zito. Almost obstruction there. No real noise from the Lions. Boshoff off to Neil Otto, and the Griquas into their stride now. Mulder sends it to an isolated Sergil. So far across the game line, he nullifies that isolation. Flat ball to Kudzwai Dube, fresh off the bench. Mulder, Boshoff finds the line, running at pace behind. Jonker into the line again, looking for space.
He doesn't have it anymore.
In over the ball, fighting for the turnover. No luck, and Meneer Hartzenberg steps in at halfback, disrupted. Does well. Zito on the charge, and now Mulder waiting for the ball to be presented. The Lions now feverishly trying for the turnovers as Kudzwai Dube rides the hits. And it was a tough one for Morne Brandon. Out of the sin bin into the action, Derek Pretorius.
Go!
Desperation kicking in for Quintus. Smuts. Mulder goes again, looking for try number 2. Centimeters out from the line. The Griquas are now piling the pressure on the Lions. Kudzwai Dube held up over the line. The youngster, he does not get his flowers for the hard work.
Oh, and he deserved them. Great first scrum for the substitutes. Dube and Skitter. It's a very good carry from him as well. You thought he had this. Feverish, desperate defense from the Lions. They must feel in this heat that if that try is scored by Dube there, this game is slowly but surely slipping out of their sweaty palms. It is hot out there, and the Griquas are controlling the game. They're letting the big men get over the advantage line. And this is a tough call for the TMO, but it looked good in normal time. It looked good, didn't it?
Sure did.
What are we checking, Ben?
Ding.
Okay. We're checking potential grounding. I'm obviously at a no try, but that's all in the boot. So just have a look, Ben, please.
Okay, so we get back to you. We just want to get compelling evidence quickly.
Yeah. So we're just checking the grounding there. So we're just checking the grounding. I initially saw it on the boot.
You look at all the Lions jerseys getting around Kudzwai Dube, but you'd feel in real time he had already done the work. And it was just a matter of gravity doing what it does. I think we can see enough of the ball there. Paul Stubbs, I'm not sure. I think we can see enough of the ball there just before that picture.
I saw it on the boot, but we've got possible grounding.
Griffin?
Yes, Ben?
Yes, we do have positive grounding, so you're going to have to award the try.
Okay. Right to him standing out, Ben, right?
Yes.
All right. So, Captain, we've got grounding. It's going to be a try. Okay. So initially I had it on the boot grounded, but we got grounding on the ground, so it's a try. Yeah.
Try given to the Griquas. That's number 4. It's exactly what they were looking for. A bonus point outing here on their home ground. And it's all successful so far.
And what a way to get your first Carling Currie Cup try. Kudzwai Dube running onto it at pace. We know how pivotal Johan Mulder has been for this side, and he's been so accurate. He's been like a sniper rifle in the way he's passing the ball into the breadbasket. Three out of 3 for Xander du Plessis. No surprises there.
simple work for Zander du Plessis. Another successful effort. His 100% record this afternoon remains, and it's 28 points to 3 they lead.
And good to see some of the school children or young men out here. The Griquas looking good. 4th position now with that bonus point. They have 15 points just to make them a little more comfortable there.
Derek Pretorius, that is perfection from the kickoff, taking it and giving it in the air to Andrew Sergil, who goes forward, but the turnover is good from JP Smith at large frame, planting himself over the ball, and Mani Ras tries to get the Lions on the front foot. Gets it out to Earveer for Yun. Ginter Smuts. That's a strong carry by Jacques-Louis du Toit. One in the hooker position. Tedder away to JP Smith. Griquas under pressure. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, mission accomplished for the Griquas. Asenathi Ntlabakanye, regular captain for this Lions side. He's come on for Yanni du Plessis. He looks really good, looked like his old self, Yanni du Plessis. And Jacques-Louis du Toit comes on for Monet Brandon. JP Smith still on the pitch though. Siba Koma still causing problems with the man behind him, Andrew Sergil.
Come back, guys, get a bit closer. It's too big. The gap's too big. Thank you.
Prince and Kabinda has come on for Luther Obi. I think they both attend the same gym. And it comes from Yanku Ice.
One thing in the air. One thing in the air. No, that's one thing in the air.
Frustrations building. Yeah, not in control of the game. All of a sudden, the small things, the small moments, small focuses just go out the window sometimes. And
So you made contact with him in the air, so they couldn't set up a
Griquas
ball.
in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Still control. There's Derek Pretorius, money ball, great throw in. Yanku Ace. Just 7 penalties. They've really been good, well disciplined. 12 penalties for the Lions, and the Griquas have punished them every time. Look at that, 68% possession, playing all the rugby in the Lions half.
Yanku Ace. Perfect again at line-out time. Boma trying to unify that rolling maul as the Lions splinter it with their defense. A new captain in Tlabakanye. Lions captain for the season indeed. Number 18 replaced by Yanni du Plessis today. And the Griquas have momentum. Yes, surely Lions players all over the place, dragging that down illegally. Here's the hulky Prince and Kabinde. Johan Mulder. Andrew Sergil, the tireless number 7, carries again. Mulder sends it away. Aggressive defensive line from the Lions. They were caught offsides a number of times in the first half. Here comes Koma again. Mulder sends it away to Mzwanele Zito.
What do you think, Ben?
The floodgates have opened now. Mzwanele Zito has been one of the big men who's kept knocking and knocking. Finally gets in there for a second Carling Currie Cup try. Look at the reaction speed at ruck time. Mulder even gets in there, makes sure that it's recycled. Koma reacts quickly, gets them over the advantage line as always. And the short ball, it's been practiced, it's been trained, and it's been executed with perfection in this game. That time by Zito.
This one should be simple business for Zander du Plessis, considering the rest of his efforts this afternoon. But most importantly in this game, the Griquas, since the first moment of the match, were turning down penalties to go for tries, and that tactic has certainly paid off. Zander du Plessis, +3. +2 this time, pardon me.
Yep, the way the Griquas are playing will be causing the Lions all kinds of hot flushes. And Mzwanele Zito playing in the tight. Remember, they're mauling it up. They haven't scored every single time, but they've stuck to their game plan, and you can see it's paying off now.
Here Yun chooses to go deep this time. Sergio receives. Makwane on the chase, and Bosov chooses to clear. Safety first for the Griquas, who are in an exceedingly secure position with over 20 minutes left in this match.
What a lovely game to play in for the scummy and the fly-off, giving them options left, right and center. Being patient with their game plan.
Smuts, that's a brilliant pass. Set a different point of attack for the Lions, and Smuts away to Tedder. Venter on the carry, and now for Yun. Venter there again. It's been impressive, the number 7 for the Lions, in a difficult effort so far this afternoon. Smuts sends it away. Another loose pass from the Lions, almost landing them in deep trouble. And the debutant Jacques-Louis du Toit must tidy up Kabakanya. Smuts to Tedder, did well to gather that, but a dangerous pass with players in position. Knock on called, but they're under pressure now, the Lions, and they're struggling.
Yeah, the Griquas have answers for every single question the Lions have asked. And it's not just on attack that they've stuck to their guns, but also on defense. Their reaction, their speed, their work off of the ball, not committing too many players to the ruck. Easy sometimes to migrate towards the ruck and just put your hands on it to rest, but they're on their feet, they're fanning out.
Can we go?
Neil Otto has been a very good example of that. He has a go and immediately gets back into the defensive line, shifting players out, applying so much pressure to the first receiver of the Lions. Chituka, he had a solid game. Belzer comes on for him. Smuts comes off, and Yuri Klaassen, what a player he is. Ras comes off for Molense. Look out for Yuri Klaassen. One of those players who won the under-20 competition, can play fly-off as well, but he's a very inventive, extremely smart scrummy. Knows the game of rugby so well. Played SA school, spent some time at the Bulls as well. Went to Garsfontein High School in Pretoria. But Lions struggling to get anything right currently. Griquas enjoying playing most of the rugby in their half.
Yeah, I thought there was a solid bind from both teams.
Call for a scrum just beyond the halfway line now, when they had a clear opportunity to kick for touch, which has been going well.
Yeah, well, when you have so much control over a game, it does sooner or later turn into a practice session almost. Let's see our options. What would we do with the scrum in the middle of the pitch? We've had a few mauls. We've chosen to go for the mauls. We have had great execution and success there. Let's take a look at our scrums. It's nothing like game time pressure. So difficult to train that on the training pitch.
Sliding into the number 8 position is Sergio, and Ashland Davids cuts the line. Kamlashe on the charge. Divan Rousseau perfects the tackle. It's away from Mulder to Luyolo Dapula, who met Ruan Venter. The hardest edge of this Lions side. Bosov changes direction, evades the tackle extremely well, getting lined up by Venter again. Venter with the hit once more. Sergio cannot escape the clutches of Divan Rousseau. Mulder. That's Dapula. Mulder had 2 options there, and the one chosen was Kudzwai Dube. Very impressive front ranker. Here's Jonker. Great clear outs each and every time from the Griquas. Johan Mulder thinks he spots a gap. An effective afternoon he's had. He's in for Stefan Ungerer, of course, who suffered an injury recently, but is also on his way to Western Province, so important for the Griquas to get the next man in line ready. Heading backwards now, the Lions. They retain their pride, and the tap and go comes from Jurek Klaassens. Klaassen sets away Divan Rousseau on the outside. Meneer Hartenberg will cover. Rapid Meneer Hartenberg is, and here comes Molense. Molense on the charge. He's found a way, and the Lions take it coast to coast for the try.
Just the kind of injection they needed. Increase the tempo, control the game a little bit. James Molense scored another try for the Lions just 2 weeks ago. That's his second Carling Currie Cup try. How's that for an injection, a spark, some flair? Starts with the counter-rucking. James Tedder at the thick of it. Substitutes making their presence felt. They get the turnover, and Currie Klaasen speeds up the game so well. It was him who had the quick tap, and then with the final assist with that short pass to Molense.
James Molense, Monument product, gets over the line for the Lions' first try, their first points since the first 10 minutes of the match. Let's have one more look.
Really smart play from Divan Rousseau just to hold on to it. The pass was there. It would have been a 50-50. Currie Klaasen puts away Molense.
Just his 5th appearance in the Carling Currie Cup, another one of this young brigade at the Lions, not just at Currie Cup level, but URC as well. They're building for the future with players and coaches. Up it goes from Boshoff. Very deep kick this time for Ewan Fields. Divan Rousseau under pressure, cannot get much distance on his kick. Player that spent 4 years with the Bulls between 2016 and 2020.
Yeah, well, that looks like young Mark Snyman coming onto the pitch for Ncube. Of course, they'll be wanting to have more fetches, increase the tempo of the game, try to force as many turnovers as they can.
Right. One of you's got to beat it up. Right. Let's go.
Yankuais feeds the line out. Loyola Dapula rises to receive. There's Angra off the bench for the impressive Johan Mulder. And what a tackle that is by James Molense, the try scorer. Isolated his man and punished him with the head. Dapula gets sent backwards himself by Okutle Sieni, another debutant. Here, Hanru Sergil again. He is everywhere for the side in pale blue. Die Poblo, as they are called. Meneer Hartzenberg, met by Makwane. Now Hanru Sergil again. Feels like only a matter of time before he busts the line wide open. Ungara away to Kamlashe. Brilliant game he's had, the number 13, no question about that. Men over the ball for the Lions. Referee Colby has seen enough. And the Griquas continue to retain possession and build phases of the attack the line. And there is the commentator's curse as Kudzwai Dube seemed to clearly knock the ball on. But on we go with Dapula. Angara. Ashland Davids spent many a long year at the Lions himself. Angara sends it blind, and here he is at long last. Reinhard Jonker. He loves to run the ball, and this time he gets himself a 5-pointer, the first of his young career.
First Carling Currie Cup try for Reinhard Jonker. He's controlled the game. He's added so much to that back line. He's played in that first receiver position. Gets in for an easy one. What a dive. Well deserved. Good retention of the ball from Ashland Davids. No choice for the outside Lions backs. They had to cut in. They had numbers, the Griquas. Jonker loves it.
He certainly does. And perhaps the most prominent criticism of his young game would be that he loves it a bit too much sometimes. Always willing to run from the back, but very exciting from that position. Just one of a number of exciting young fullbacks in this country. Another plays for the Lions, Kewan Horn. Ashland Davids with a challenging effort raises the flags, and the Griquas continue to impress.
Thumbs up for them. Great performance. Really, really, it's clinical from them. Every player knows exactly what they're trying to do. They're working off the ball to keep the defense guessing, and it opens up for Jonker out wide because of that.
Here for Yun with the restart, straight to Reinhard Jonker, who starts running at them again. Surprise, surprise. Ungaro tries for the kick upfield, and that's fallen loose. Fine work from Dapula to bring that situation under control. And the Griquas coaching staff of Peterburg will not be happy with their composure in the closing moments of this match as we approach the final 10 minutes. Here is the impressive Jurg Claessens. Scored a winning try for the Baby Box a few years back against Wales. Very exciting try it was. You can say, having witnessed it firsthand. The Lions in position now. Jacques Louis Dutoit, the debutant, will be feeding this line out. Very important that the Lions find their form here. To the front of the lineup, that was not perfect. Ruan Venter getting lifted into the air, and the result is less than impressive. Jonker out to Kamlashe. They're running it. Prince and Kabinde hunted by Makwana in a crucial tackle. Bosov sees some space to kick into, and he's turned Claessens around. But the only man after this is Derek Pretorius, the big lock forward. He's been beaten by the pass. Here's Divan Rousseau. Has not been shy this afternoon in Kimberley. James Tedder. James Tedder on the angle. The offload and the tackle to Jared Cairns. And the Lions full of endeavor late on in the match. Tedder. Here for Yun. And now finding a hole in the defense. Plenty of cover there for Griquas, and eventually Mark Snyman is brought to ground for Yun under pressure. Hanru Sergil. And he was offside, so the arm extended for an advantage, and Klabakanya gets it away to Tedder. The chip over the top is for Divan Rousseau. Get a lot of that! It's bang on the money, and the Lions are in again!
They're not celebrating, they're tapping for...
Look at that. For me, that's the kind of day they've had out there. Divan Rousseau, he's tried, he's been really good. That's his third Carling Currie Cup try now. A beautiful piece of skill shown by James Tedder. He's been struggling with some niggles. This is first game for the Griquas. Good play from Klabakanya just to keep the play continuing. You can see the Griquas defensive line is stretched. Munir Hartzenberg had to come in, opened up out wide for Divan Rousseau, kept his width nicely, communicated well with James Tedder, perfectly executed cross kick.
What a kick that is from the corner. James Tedder showing why he had all the reps on him coming out of Varsity Cup, the UCT number 10, in a losing effort against Tuks last year.
And this is exactly what they needed. That's just picture perfect cross kick. Divan Rousseau kept his width well, finishes it off. They're just looking a lot better when they're trying to play, trying to find some continuity in the way they're playing, increasing the tempo of the game. That's the kind of rugby characteristically they play. The Griquas have used the weather to their advantage and really controlled the game well.
Bosov with the restart. Rousseau under this. Well, he drags it in off the fingertips, and here for Yun. Tries to set the Lions off again. Jurg Claessens and Klabakanya. Gaps appearing all of a sudden for the Lions, and the ever-impressive Ruan Venter gets up and goes again. Claessens. Oh, dancing in the tight spaces to get his team across the advantage line, and he's there again to clear. Venter, Tedder reaching out to grab that one was Molense. That's a fine tackle from guess who? Andrew Sergil. Penalty to the Griquas.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. Henry Sergio, so much work off the ball, always in the line. We saw Derek Pretorius being the first man chasing up after a kick. It's exactly what Peter Berg will be expecting from his side. Especially when you believe in your game plan, to execute it so well. Shows him the outside, look at that, cuts ankle, Sergio, gets back onto his feet immediately, and who's there? Neil Otto. Yeah, definitely one of the players who's put up his hand for man of the match. Siba Kamlash has been brilliant, so has Jonker. At the possession, controlled by the Griquas, and with that amount of penalties, Lions with 13, because believing in their game plan, have really just enjoyed being in the driver's seat.
Yanku ace to the back of the line out. It's perfection to Pretorius. They send it back the other way, and Angara just couldn't hold on to that one. The idea was good, Mtunzi.
Yeah, the idea was good. The execution, how good was that at the back of the line out? Yanku ace on the money. Could see they were just trying to draw in the heavyweights on the inside and maybe put away Mjolnir Hartzenberg against a slower Jacques-Louis Dutoit.
Toy feeds, trouble at the back as Otto reaches out, but he's short of the line. Well, that's a nightmare situation for the debutant hooker, Jacques-Louis Dutoit. So much pressure on that line out. He misses the mark. It almost leads straight to a try.
You picked it up and carried it back. Scrum 5 meters.
That's short, full extension, so there's no chance of pulling it back to try and place it for his teammates, Neil Otto. But they're up here in the green zone, putting pressure on the Lions because of this fantastic jackal technique.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
Angara feeds. Away from Angara. Boss off the inside line is from Mjolnir Hartzenberg. James Tedder with a brilliant tackle. And the turnover is good as well. That's Mark Snyman on the ground for the Lions. And now desperation has struck. The Griquas might have snatched it back here. They get the penalty. Unreal.
Remember, they've got the luxury of the scoreboard, so they can take it as slowly as they like. Choose their options. They can choose a quick tap scrum or try and go for the touchline. Quick tap it'll be.
Sergio, he sends it away, and Michael Amiras off the bench takes it hard into the line. Yanku ace in support. The Griquas are over. It is him at long last, the deserving man, the number 7. He's been on the ground all day, and Hanru Sergio gets the rewards.
Yep, he's looked so good, Henry Sergio. He's combined so well with Neil Otto and Siba Koma as well, who can play at number 4, at number 8. Henry Sergio's played at 8 sometimes as well, but I think they've really got a fantastic unity between their loose forwards. Look at that low body position, fantastic support from Yanku Ace, and what a leg drive from Sergio.
Educated at the prestigious Grens High School. He's going to check on this try to see the legality perhaps of the bind.
And good technique. Look at Tapula, the way he's supporting low body position as well from Amiras.
Only one lecture.
Well drilled side. Griquas. There's Yanku Ace as well, supporting nicely. He's behind him, so you can't latch on the play and be in front of him.
Ashland Davids has taken over the kicking duties with aplomb. Another successful effort, and the Griquas are 49 points to 17 to the good. Short kickoff this time. Yanku Ace underneath it. What a young hooker he's turning out to be, formerly of the Bulls youth system. Boshoff sends it to Neil Otto, can't hold on. He really plays with an abandon, does Jonker, and after a succession of knock-ons, a penalty will go the way of the Lions.
So both sides will want to end off this game now. Surely one of the last stanzas of play on a high. Henry Sergio with his first mistake of the game. The Lions, they need to get a try now, just for that psychological benefit. Still got there, just halfway through the season. They've got a long bus ride back to Johannesburg. The Griquas want to end off on a high. What a game they've had. Keep out the Lions now will be the perfect cherry on top.
That's Yanku Ace. Simon Vestergaard is back on the field, and Griffin Colby's not happy.
What a performance from Mark Snyman, the number 20 for the Lions. Played a full game in the UJ Wits derby on Monday.
Ooh, didn't go according to plan.
That's a waste, you guys. Scrum line out.
Frustration for the Lions, and not quite elation for the Griquas. They've seen enough of this afternoon. It hasn't been perfect from the Lions, their systems especially, where the Griquas, with this consistency of selection, although there are big gaps between the games, they have continuity, and even the young players are embedded into this team.
Look, embedded they are, and Mzwake Nkosi mentioned it. There's no way of serving a player better than giving him game time. And yes, it is a rebuilding year. Unfortunately, the W's are not coming. Instead, they're getting lambasted by sides, and it's going to be a tough season for them, but they need to try and keep positive. No wins, just 2 points. Tough season for them, but the Griquas in that playoff position, mission accomplished for them here at home.
Bye. Sit. Behind the ball now.
The feed. This is a good Griquas scrum. Angra waits, and the penalty comes. And Angra gets the pass from Sergio, just forcing that one out of the back of the scrum. They're not done playing yet, it would appear. Boshoff off to Jonker. They do not have numbers on the outside. And just giving it the good old college try. The Griquas at the end under penalty advantage, to which we will head back. And you would think now that the Griquas will put a ribbon on this.
No, the Tafelberg Griquas, they want to play. Full stops. What do you mean? They want to play, they're enjoying it. And Stefan Ungara says that's enough. But what a performance from the home side. Really textbook stuff. Peter Berg will be proud of them. Henry Sergio led from the front. Brilliant performance. They ran their dummy lines. Unselfish play. Each player serving the team, working hard off the ball.
And there is your winning side. Diplo Blow. The pale blue jerseys of the Tafelberg Griquas, successful again. It's been an up and down season of sorts, but in general successful. They're climbing up the log while the Lions continue to sink, and further evidence of that is on the bottom of your screen as the Griquas have won at home by 49 points to 17.